I get it when you scroll through a sea of glossy kitchen appliance ads. The pictures make every model look like a showstopper. But the reality in a lived-in kitchen can feel a lot less glamorous. I've seen friends pour a nighthold sauce into a brand new range only to watch the burners flicker and the oven temperature hover a few degrees off. That hesitation is exactly why I wanted to break down the ZLINE Autograph Edition 36-inch induction range before anyone spends a big chunk of money on a unit that might not fit their cooking habits. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the Autograph Edition is positioned as a premium piece for people who want the look of a professional line in a home setting. The stainless steel body with polished gold accents is clearly meant to be a focal point, and the design does deliver on that visual promise. But a kitchen isn't a showroom. It's a place where you're juggling breakfast, lunch, and dinner while kids are pulling chairs. So the real question is whether the features translate into smoother daily cooking, or if they become more style than substance. The biggest practical difference with this range is the Induction cooktop. Induction heats the pan directly, so you get a near-instant response when you adjust the temperature. In my tests, a pot of water hit a rolling boil in under 2 minutes on the 5 kilowatt zone, which is a noticeable time saver compared to a traditional electric coil. That speed is a real advantage if you're the kind of person who likes to throw a quick stir-fry together after work. The 5 flexible cooking zones also let you spread out several pans at once, which is handy for batch cooking. Think making a big batch of chili while sautéing veggies on a separate zone. However, Induction comes with a hidden trade-off. You need compatible cookware. If your current set is all stainless steel with a magnetic base, you'll be fine. But if you still rely on aluminum or copper pots without a magnetic layer, you'll need to invest in new pans. That's an extra cost that many buyers overlook when they only focus on the range price. I've seen that surprise cause frustration, especially for households that have collected cookware over decades. The convection oven side of the Autograph is where the real kitchen work gets done. The 5.2 cuffed capacity is generous enough for a turkey, a couple of sheet pans, or a batch of cookies, but the real value comes from the even heat distribution that convection promises. In practice, the oven reached the set temperature within a few minutes and held it steady, which is great for baking multiple trays at once. I baked a sheet cake and a tray of muffins side by side, and both came out evenly browned. A small but meaningful win for home bakers who often have to rotate trays manually in a conventional oven. One practical weakness that shows up once the door closes is the noise level of the convection fan. It's not deafening, but the hum is noticeable when you're trying to have a conversation in the kitchen. For most people, that's a minor irritation, but if your kitchen opens into a living room or you're sensitive to background noise, it's something to keep in mind. The anti-scratch glass cooktop and anti-glare matte surface are touted as durability features. In reality, the glass feels solid under a pot's weight, and the matte finish does reduce reflections from pendant lighting, which makes it easier to see the temperature settings at a glance. The seamless bridge cooking zone is a clever addition. You can slide a large griddle across 2 burners without a gap, which is perfect for making breakfast for a crowd or searing a whole pan-seared steak. The bridge does, however, mean there's a slight dip where the 2 zones meet, so a very wide pan may sit unevenly if you're not careful. Who should consider this range? If you love the tactile feedback of Induction instant heat changes, precise temperature control, and you already own or are willing to upgrade to magnetic cookware, the ZLINE Autograph can shave minutes off your prep and cooking time. It also makes sense for a household that does a lot of baking or needs to handle multiple dishes at once, because the convection oven size and even heating are real conveniences. The gold-accented design will appeal to anyone who wants a statement piece that matches a modern or upscaled core. Who might want to skip it? If you're on a tight budget, the need for new cookware can push the total spend well beyond the listed price, which erodes the perceived value. Likewise, if you primarily cook low-temperature dishes or you're a casual cook who doesn't need the rapid response of Induction, you may not notice the speed advantage. Finally, if kitchen noise is a deal breaker, the fan's hum could become a daily annoyance. From a value perspective, the Autograph's price sits in the high-end range, so the justification comes from the combination of fast induction cooking, a spacious convection oven, and the aesthetic upgrade. Your